HubSpot chat listener includes a feature called User Enters Email, which allows you to more easily capture activity and track when a user actually enters their email address in a HubSpot chat. Once this is enabled, you'll see that the HS chat user entered email event is active under event settings. Let's take a look at this on our website using the Google Tag Manager debug mode. So we have a chat activity occurring here, and the chat has asked us for our email address. And if you're familiar with HubSpot chat, you'll know that sometimes an email address is asked for in this format, where there's an actual field you can enter the email address in. And other times, it's more of a natural flow where there's not a field, but the chatbot automatically asks for you to enter your email. This tracking should work identically regardless of how you have that feature set up. Enter email address here. What we'll notice in our data layer and inside of the Google Tag Manager debug mode is that we have this event called HS chat user entered email that's being pushed in, with an individual value just confirming that the email was received and some other characteristics specifically of that chat. And then, as with all of our listeners, you're able to write custom rules to push unique values into the data layer based on your own tracking needs. And you can see here that Google Tag Manager is effectively reading our data layer and making that available to us to use in our tracking. Now, it is important to note that this event will not always fire when someone enters their email address inside of this chat window. HubSpot has a certain feature where they only send callbacks for this activity if the user who entered the email address is actually unknown. So if this user that's been chatting has recently filled out a form or given you their email address in some other manner, and HubSpot has captured that, then when that user comes into the chat form and enters their email, this event will not fire. So it's important to know that from a tracking standpoint, that if you are going to use this feature for tracking how many individuals put their email address into the chat, that conversion point or that piece of data is only going to include users who are actually entering their email in the chat as a unique action for the first time. Essentially, it's the first time that they've given you their email address, according to what HubSpot knows at that point in time.